right. Well, welcome back. Call of Cthulhu, session 20. We are chugging on through in our second scenario. And for a quick session 1819 recap, back a couple sessions ago, the investigators had set off to obtain the Starstone of Benar from the Masonic tomb of a Hebediah Mason. Descending into the tomb, you guys had found the actual sarcophagus of Hebediah and opened it up, only to find that the dead body there reacted badly to having his fancy magical stone taken from him, and he attacked you. And fortunately, despite a few missed shots, we had our very own Mr. Brady take one great, well-placed shot straight in its head, felling the monster. And you made off like bandits with the Starstone of Minar in your hands, as well as a fancy ring that Mr. Watts found hidden away as he carefully went over the tomb before leaving. You guys got some much-needed rest. It was very late in the night, and woke up the next morning, and you went over to the university to be able to go and take a look at the body with Lucy and Abner Wick. Lucy never showed. You guys broke up and went on your different ways. Wick went with Watts, Baker, and Brady to take a look at the body. Dr. Wheatcroft mentioned hearing noises from the morgue. There were signs of scratching inside the locker where the body was being held. The body itself was horribly disfigured at this point, and you guys took some photos of it, which yet need to be developed. Wick stressed that something is clearly amiss here, and the body should be cremated as soon as possible, and otherwise was not super helpful, but definitely very interested. Galloway and Wright went to go and check on Lucy. They found a police cordon at Lucy's apartment and discovered that she had been murdered. They spotted that there was strange damage to her hands as she was wheeled out on a gurney. They decided to make sure to pick up a gun for Wright. And I think, and Galloway, you also picked up a pistol because you've been walking around with a rifle the whole time?
Yeah.
Thought so, yeah. So then Watts, Baker, and Brady over at the university, they broke off. Nora went to buy a chicken for the required sacrifice for the sealing the monster away. Watts got a referral to get himself a proper suit and went on his way to find that, along with Brady. Brady went to get the metal disc that is required for this sealing spell. Galloway and Wright managed to try and break into Lucy's apartment. Galloway specifically. Wright kept the police busy. There was glass shattered outwards onto the fire escape. Lucy was preparing to leave, quite obviously, based on what was found in her luggage. There was a shattered mirror and a general bloody mess that was a bad situation all around. You guys regrouped back at Galloway's and discussed the morning's events. Watts and Galloway went on to the music department to obtain a flute successfully. Wright, Brady, and Baker went to find Amelia in the library. Nora had a smoke outside. Wright wanted to tag along, but was unsuccessful in doing so. Brady headed down solo, found Amelia on the second level. The bad news was that Cecil Hunter has escaped the asylum and Lucy is dead. Parted that to her. Asked about the materials, and you guys mentioned that you basically have them more or less sorted out. She mentions that the door to the mausoleum is likely still open. That, while she had put in the work order to have repairs done, that would not have happened immediately. She's concerned about the flute. Can anybody play the flute? Brady thinks maybe he can play the flute. We're going to find out. Baker is approached by Roach outside while smoking. Roach is clearly disturbed and starts shaking her and yelling. They are about to brawl, and out of nowhere, Flinders tackles the man to the ground. Nora runs for the car and waves for Watts and Galloway. The whole group head towards the car, and that is where we left off. Is there anything you guys would like to add in terms of important factors or things that happened that I did not cover?
One thing is that we have a date tomorrow at 8 or 9 a.m. to pick up my guest from the train station.
Yeah, sorry, I actually didn't get to the TBD list. Let's quickly hit that. There's check out the mausoleum, close it up. Papers are the papers there, and is Cecil there? Go to the police station and possibly see the thugs, talk to them, see what's going on, talk to the police. There's developing the photos of the body of Leader. There's getting Leader's body cremated. There's getting the notebook that was stolen from the fence to be translated because it's written in Arabic and none of you speak that. There is generally investigating whether Brady feels competent to play the flute. And then yes, is dinner with Abner Wick this evening, and finally yes, meeting with where is the name? I have it written down here. Professor McDonald. Yes, 9 a.m. in the morning. He's coming into town and needs to be met. And then some secondary items which you guys had considered and are sort of on the docket if you decide to try and follow up on them, such as going to speak to the Cobbs, visiting the Hobhouse Manor, and potentially still investigating Amelia's either lodgings in the city or the actual Kerwin Manor on the outside of town.
Yeah, and then Thomas Watts put the ring on and has a false sense of what do you call it? False sense of confidence.
Yes, you felt particularly cosseted and I guess relieved almost by the feeling of having the ring on your finger. It's very comfortable.
It is a very comfortable ring, I might add.
Anything else before we jump in?
So the real question is whether Flinders can play the flute.
Of course he can.
He is an excellent flautist.
It'll just be a scream or like a hard whistle blow. Or his voice.
He's basically Jethro Tull.
Yeah.
Would not be surprised.
One can hope. All right. Anything else to add before we cut back to the group of you? I did not have everybody noted in terms of fleeing across the lawn, but I think you were all together, more or less.
Yeah, I think we had all gotten to the car. I guess where we ended.
Yes, you were just on your way to the car. I believe Nora had successfully started it. She did her strength roll due to the broken or somewhat broken crank. All right, well, let's get to it. You guys are fleeing across the lawn. There is a roach tussling with Flinders in the front of the library, screaming almost incoherently. And you guys have made it across the main quadrangle and arrived at the vehicle parked along the side of the university grounds. And it is purring away, ready to move.
I'll get in the car.
Yeah.
With my suit. Hang it on the inside.
Getting in the car, Ryder will ask, I assume there's an explanation for why Flinders is wrestling around with Roach.
Why are we all in the car? Shouldn't somebody drive it?
Everybody's in the back.
I assume
no, I
Nora's
assume Nora's in the front. She'll open the window to talk back to you.
Our DD.
As you are all like piling in, she'll start pulling out and push the window down. Well, Roach has lost his mind. That's why Flinders has given us a head start. Not entirely sure what is wrong with Roach, but I don't have time to deal with him right now.
Is he acting like Cecil? And Cecil? Is he acting like Cecil?
Not really. Different kind of crazy.
Cecil's on the loose, we think. Somebody escaped from the insane asylum.
Well, that can't be good.
Yeah, I think we had Did we have the conversation where we were talking about all the revelations from the morning?
Yeah, you guys did.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was myself and Brady, right? We were walking. No, who was walking with me? It was Brady, wasn't it?
Yeah, because you and Brady went to the together to the north side of town.
Yeah.
And split up. So that Brady went and got the metal disc, and you went and got your suit.
Yeah. So everything I know, Mr. William, right, is from a newspaper boy right now. I don't think we've discussed knowing anything else that you guys know. We can assume that somebody was dead. Well, we know someone was dead. We know that somebody escaped the asylum. You guys know more.
Yeah, this morning was a little bit. Miss Stone is dead.
Miss Stone is the waitress that was mentioned in the paper?
Yes.
That's rather disappointing.
Goodness.
They seem to have arrested the two thugs from Atlantic City, but well,
They were. Oh yeah, they were arrested. It was in the paper too.
it's already made the papers.
Yeah, they have multiple editions, right? During the day, I think in this town.
Yeah. Morning, noon, and evening editions.
Well, it's helpful to have those two out of our off of our tails. It's
The relief. Wonder if we have to still come up with the money, or they're just gonna cut their losses.
So as what you guys are discussing and have not yet started driving, Roach.
I said I was pulling out as
oh.
everyone piled into the car.
Sorry, you are okay. So as you're pulling out, Roach is racing across the lawn, having managed to beat Flinders into submission, and is yelling at you. And you can't make out what he's saying as you pull away.
Is that the first 100 rolled?
I think so. Flinders
Congrats.
was not able to compare to keep him under control.
Nora's just cursing under her breath as she drives. This is all going sideways very, very quickly. Maybe we should find Miss Clark and try and get this dealt with sooner.
Yeah, Mr. Wright kind of stopped mid-sentence and was looking back to watch Roach. You weren't joking. He really has gone mad, hasn't he?
It seems to be the theme lately.
Well,
Was it mad?
unfortunately, it gets worse. When they were carting out the body, Miss Court seemed to have the same wounds that we noted Cecil had in the asylum, and Miss Galloway found she found a piece of cloth that would further support that theory.
I'll show it off.
Should you have not given that to the police?
What would the police have done in this situation exactly? So we don't think it was actually the thugs then. She got herself caught up in this mess.
Whether it was the thugs or not, Hunter was there. I'm sure of that.
I'll best hope we can avoid him then.
Do you think Hunter? You said that she had chewed her hands or something?
The door was beaten in, and the window was smashed out, and there was a blood trail leading away from the apartment, while the two thugs were caught within. So there
What did
was
you
another party involved.
What did you see on her hands?
There were the same wounds that Hunter had.
Like chewed.
Chewed.
Do you think he did that or she did that?
Not sure, but it's too much to be a coincidence.
Oh, definitely nothing's a coincidence now when we're dealing with this type of thing.
Indeed.
I
It
think
does seem likely that Cecil may be involved, but she has been involved with these papers. Perhaps she simply lost her mind as well.
the most important thing at this time would be to check on the where the papers are, and possibly grab a chain and lock on the way.
We should have our wits about us and be prepared with our weapons out. People possessed can take a bullet more so than a regular person.
I aim to make sure their heads are no longer attached to their body by the time I'm done shooting, so I'm not too concerned that will be a problem. But you're probably right. We should pick up some supplies along the way. I guess I know the city pretty well. Can I find a hardware shop on the way to the cemetery to get stuff?
Well, so the cemetery is relatively close to the university grounds, but you could make a detour to find a hardware shop. It wouldn't be too crazy far out of the way. So I would certainly say you could do that.
Sure. I will head for the nearest hardware store first and send some people in to get the stuff while I have a smoke and feel bad for poor Lucy.
Sorry, Mr. Watts, are you saying you have experience in possession?
Well, I mean, I've read about it in a book. It's something that happens quite often, witches can possess people. They can cast spells to control the minds. And we've also experienced that body coming to life in the cemetery, so this is not anything strange. I feel like
on the contrary, from my perspective, all of this is extremely strange.
It is extremely strange. Do not let his interests confuse you.
on the topic of strange, there's nothing about the mole people in the paper, in the afternoon paper, right? I was looking for you.
My studies of the topic came up empty-handed as well.
Yes, you said that there's sometimes clues given in the comic section, but there's nothing here. Just letting you know. In case you
Well,
hadn't
that's a
seen.
relief. At least we don't have to worry about mole people.
Just random aberrations bursting out of the grounds, apparently.
Yes, clearly the preferable choice.
So worm people is what we have to worry about.
I would say that Galloway would be aware of ghouls and their affinity for under the ground areas of living.
Yeah, I think she's keeping that knowledge to herself for now.
All right.
We have to figure out a way to combat these other dimension beings if possible, like just for self-defense at least, to give us enough time to get away. Still haunts me what Professor Galloway and myself went through, seeing that vile creature run at us.
It's not something I wish to experience again.
You described this creature on the university grounds and a corpse coming back to life. But what other things have all of you come across in your time together?
Well, at the autopsy with Abnor Wick, when we pulled the body out, there's scratch marks inside the container where the body was being kept.
Yes, unfortunately, the dead don't stay dead anymore.
And previously, if you come to one of my seminars, you can relive the experiences that I had about Galaki, another being, which kind of mind-wise gives you the same feeling when you're looking into weird objects as undead people that were living from the civil war that had fled, sacrifices on the beach shores with this strange spike, and I'll pull the spike out that I have from that thing.
Why are you still carrying that around? What is wrong with you, man?
Well, nobody knows what it is. Research.
Evil and wrong is what it is.
Imagine this thing can be used against the other thing. If it's from the same dimension, then would it not be plausible that this could be used as a dagger against them?
As waving it around, you're waving it around. The tiny little obelisk heats up in Wright's pocket.
Mr. Wright flinches. And
Hey,
you
don't worry about it.
You encountered this on your previous excursion.
Yeah, we found it in the house where we found these Civil War people. I decided to keep it, and then we stumbled across a beach where there was these sacrificed dead. There was already 3 dead people on the crosses. Was it 3 people, or was it more than 3? There's a number of people, 3
Yeah,
to
it's
6.
a little bit
in
more than
range.
that. Some of which were still alive.
Yeah, I think it was 3 of them were still alive.
Only Nora
Still
knew they were
Nora got
alive,
trigger
though.
happy.
Right? Only Nora knew they were alive.
Yeah, I believe everybody else failed their sanity rolls.
Yeah.
As far
So-
as you know, Nora just unloaded on a bunch of corpses. No big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, there's all these dead corpses sacrificed, and they had these spike marks in their chests from what I assume to be something like this.
And this was
Is it-
all encountered by yourself, Miss Baker,
Brady was there too.
Mr. Brady, and what happened to the other individuals that traveled with you? They're not dead, are they?
Oh no. One
Nora's
one is still a very close acquaintance of mine. Mr. Benjamin, what's his last name? Franklin? I can't remember.
Brady?
Proctor, I think.
Proctor.
Oh, Proctor, the other one, yes.
Yes, he's a very close acquaintance of mine. We keep in regular contact. He's more of the sit back and fund it type person rather than getting his hands dirty.
Patron can be useful.
Yes, so he's helping me in other ways. And then
Indeed. Mr. Galloway, I'm sure, would not leave his park if we asked him to, but
Excuse me, Galloway. Any relation?
What was? You said Mr. Galloway.
yes, Chester. A relative of yours, perhaps? I didn't make the connection until now.
There is definitely a flash of recognition. That's my brother's name.
wait,
Oh.
Chess's name was Galloway?
Yeah. You really must get your head out of your notes sometimes, Mr. Watts.
Well, anyway, Mr. Wright, they were digging up an artifact that was long buried. We came across some weird beings that were trying to possess the minds of our friends, and there's more sacrifices that we rescued. I managed to go down and see the artifact, and when I touched it, I had all these visions of this other world and language going through my mind. And that is one of the reasons why I'm able to decipher some of this text and language that nobody else has been able to do so.
Sorry to sidetrack. You said he was a park ranger,
Oh, yes.
Yes.
and where?
In the place where we were. I don't remember right now.
I believe it was southern Vermont.
Southern Vermont, it was. I was hitchhiking down the long lonesome road, and that's when I ran into Mr. Proctor. He offered me a ride in his fancy car.
It's your brother's name, you said. I take it you have not spoken to him in a while.
No, he disappeared a few years ago. Him and my oldest brother were in with some bootleggers, and my oldest brother got caught, and we haven't seen Chester since.
Well, I can see that would be rather distressing. At least now you know he's relatively safe. He certainly went through some odd experiences, as you have now, but he came out mostly unscathed, as far as I could tell.
Most of this experiences that we had is what led me to the asylum to seek some mental spirituality to realign my thoughts. It was a big ordeal. But I feel like I'm top of the world right now and we can get through this. I'm going to flick a coin and call it heads. And then catch it. What did I roll?
Roll a D2. 2 is heads.
Okay. I thought because of the ring, you might have just said I failed and it was a tails.
It was meant to be.
But what was it? 1 was heads? Is that what you said?
No, 2 was heads.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You were successful.
Ring is giving me luck. I can feel it.
So presumably you guys have stopped in at the hardware store in this period of time while you've been having this discussion and made your way over to the Arkham Cemetery, correct?
We buy a new padlock.
With a padlock and presumably chain in hand?
Did they have anything like bear traps and stuff?
I guess rolling back a little bit, yes, there would be some hunting supplies that are available at the provisions place, the hardware store. If you would like to purchase some, they do not have tons, but they certainly have a few.
I'd like to go like Home Alone style on the place. Like I want to buy bits and bobs here and there to set up it like alerts. So if somebody triggers it, we know somebody's coming, kind of thing, as well as
So we'll find some twine and some things that are jiggly, like sort of clinky things, and a variety of other bits and bobs as far as like hardware and stuff like that that might be useful.
Let's please remember to tell Amelia about this.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Right.
I just see this going really badly. I'm like, we booby trap the whole place, and she walks in and just dies.
True.
End of campaign.
Call the witch.
We all show up and the thing's already been released and it eats us all. Okay, assuming we're at the graveyard, I need a 1-minute whiskey break.
Emily's running away to fetch whiskey. Flee!
I shoot everyone in the head.
Oh no.
How dare you?
She goes
It's funny,
back
you read those like posts in various subreddits for like TTRPG stuff, and with like these nightmare things about people like playing with like I have this problem player. It's like, oh my god, who are you playing with that they are the worst? It's just being like, oh, my player is obsessed with like rape fantasies, or like I don't know, just generally like murdering everybody, or like they can't stop talking about how they're a furry, and you're just like, holy shit, like.
Where do they find these people?
You just, oh my god, like.
And like, how are they your players still?
Yeah, I think
like,
the worst thing about me. The worst thing about me is I make things funny too often. I think I can't help it. That's just a personality thing.
Yeah, I mean, and like that's really like I think we're all here to have a bit of fun. We're not too concerned about being like overly serious necessarily. But like, yeah, you just compare it to like the horror stories you read online, and you're just like, wow, like oh my god,
that's crazy. Like, I'm
see some of those posts, and they're like, I've been playing with this person for 2 years. Is this a problem player? And it's like, Jesus Christ.
It's like that's a 10 out of 10 on the problem scale. Like, just wow.
Is it that animal on the road? I just want to rape it. Right?
Oh my god. Yeah. Just, I mean,
Uh,
a bunch of them are like from like Adventures League or whatever for D&D and things like that. Anyway, let's get back to it. I'm glad we're all on, relatively speaking, the same page, like in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
So you guys arrive at the uh, cemetery, and the day is obviously getting into the afternoon. Later in the afternoon, you still have some hours yet before you're expected at the restaurant for dinner with Admiral Wick. I believe it was 8 p.m., 7:30, 8 p.m., something like that you're supposed to be there. Well dressed, as I might mention again. So you'll need to have some time to be able to get yourself prepped and ready for that. But the afternoon remains chill, bright. There is a significant wind that is coming across town, but the sky at the moment is not covered in any particular major cloud cover. Entering the cemetery, you can easily find your way towards the mausoleum. Anything you want to do on the way there? Anything you want to look for or try?
Real quick, I wanted to ask: could we have made sure to get like 2 copies of the keys for the lock, so like we can give one to Miss Court?
Padlocks usually come with 2 keys, right?
Yeah, let's say locks generally come with 2 keys.
Yeah, just while we're heading from the car back to the mausoleum, just sort of keep an eye out for anything odd or any sign that, a raving lunatic has passed by.
Well, anybody who wants to look out for that, give me spot hiddens or, I guess, track checks.
Okay, I'll definitely look too.
3.
Oh, extreme!
I won't bother.
I will say with the extreme success, you do notice the odd bloody smear as you make your way towards the mausoleum in various places around like handhold height, essentially, like as if somebody has placed their hand on things and left a bit of a trail. Very minor. It's only because you got an extreme success, Nora, that you're able to spot these.
Sweet. I'm gonna sort of gesture at it and draw people's attention to the smears of blood and ready my weapon and keep it handy.
Ready in my weapon too.
Yep.
And Flinders is definitely not here still, right? We
No,
don't see
Flinders
anything.
was accosting Roach in the quad, and he has not made his way here at this point in time.
Okay.
Let's check the casket of the secret entrance of the other tomb. See if there's any blood trails going down there.
So you can certainly swing by that on your way. It would be a little sooner on your path than getting to the actual mausoleums due to its location, and it remains unscathed.
No blood, nothing.
Cool.
Let's rush.
Then yeah, let's press on quickly to checking the papers and stuff carefully, cautiously.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest as we get like to the mausoleum itself, we try to be quiet.
Well, give me some stealth checks. Nobody is stealthy.
I can't find it.
There we go. The failures all around on the stealth check.
Oh, 1 success.
Oh, there we go.
Why is Watts so fucking stealthy?
We'll just piggyback on top of him. We'll just all
Right
like climb
behind
on top of him.
You go first. So you arrive at the mausoleums, or set of mausoleums. You find the Kerwin mausoleum standing normally, but the gate is fully open, which obviously it would have been previously, at least for that attempted to be closed. There is a darkness inside, obviously, since there's no light within and very few windows. How do you proceed?
Is there any obvious, not obvious, but any more signs of the blood on the gate or anything?
Yeah, so basically, yes. They're like, considering your extreme success, you followed the path of various occasional blood smears, and it leads you straight to the Kerwin mausoleum.
Okay.
Might be a silly idea, guys, but should we lock ourselves in? So it, 1, prevents other people coming in, 2, prevents people escaping.
I do like the idea of having something to stop someone coming up behind us, but we don't know what's down there.
For all we
You
know,
know,
it could be
Worms.
that creature come back, or
Cecil.
well, even then, Cecil seemed to be quite a handful.
I think a 9mm won't stop in that, right, Nora?
We'll certainly give it a try. Perhaps we should at least close the gates behind us and prepare them to be locked easily. If things go wrong, but whatever it is down there, we may at least buy Miss Court some time if we can trap it inside.
I'll set up a jingly jangly on the chain gate as well.
Absolutely.
Sure, you can certainly do so.
Okay.
So are you entering the mausoleum?
Yeah, do you want me to lead the way? Since I'm a little bit quieter than you lot, you should clean your boots.
I guess yeah. I'll be right behind Watts then with my gun ready, and we're gonna need some light, unfortunately, because we can't see anything.
I would say it's the kind of thing where once you get inside, your eyes will adjust to it. Like it's not completely dark within there. It just is hard to see in from the outside in the sun.
Okay, but like if we're going further down.
Yes. If you're going down into you're going to want to press some light. I'm just saying in terms of just your initial entrance, you have a few moments to be able to light some lights.
Okay, well yeah, let's see what we see and then.
I'd be in the main section, or if it is him, he may not have figured out how to get down.
Entering the mausoleum, Watts coming in first. You look around and you're immediately struck. There are various symbols that are etched in red, look like bloody smears in various places all over the first level of this mausoleum. This symbol is the one that you taught to Cecil as a warding symbol that is now placed all over the place, seemingly haphazardly upon this first level of the mausoleum on the inside.
It's my symbol of protection, everyone. I think it's in blood there. I think he's asking for help. I think he wants to be protected.
I'm not sure he's capable of asking for help at this point, but I'll give him a chance before I blow his head off.
Is there a symbol that I am familiar with, which is more like a... I don't know if you're looking to change your music at all while we're in here, but just, is there a symbol like, it's not like, it's like a holding, like a freeze, stop, like, you know, like not protection as in, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's more so looking for something that can freeze somebody, like hold them, like the hold spell.
I would say that you might have things that you think can do this. You do not have things that are guaranteed to do so.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think anything's guaranteed at this point. It's just more so putting my mind at ease.
Yes, you might have something that you might draw to try and do that. You particularly would be familiar, obviously, with the fact that you've been asked to obtain a leaden or other soft metal disc, which is going to be used to engrave a seal. Unfortunately,
I don't know what that seal is.
Yes, unfortunately, Amelia Clark has not taught you how to do such a seal at this point in time.
Okay, I'm gonna just draw something that I think that could hold somebody in their tracks if they see it eye contact wise. But that's it. Don't expect anything from it. I just want to do it. And I'll proceed stealthily, tiptoeing.
Give me a listen checks.
Listen?
Yeah.
As we're tiptoeing forward, Nora is going to whisper, "Do you have any salt? Just salt everywhere we go, behind us."
I'll get the salt out.
It's the one thing she knows because her aunt is crazy.
With a series of hard successes, you hear strange noises from below, almost a slithering, a sound of heavy breathing, movement from down the stairs.
Gonna
my
pause for a second.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should talk to I forget the witch's name.
Amelia?
Amelia. Oh, so I said Cord earlier when I was talking about stone. Perhaps we should talk to Cord about this first.
I don't think we should all leave, but if someone else is comfortable driving the car, perhaps a couple of you can go consult her at the library. Do watch out for Roach, though. He's dangerous.
The
You're
library,
right.
you say?
You're right, Mr. Roach would be quite the impediment there. It's a stupid thought. I just. Do you hear that?
I hear it. It doesn't sound good. Perhaps we should lock the gate behind us after all.
The gate slams shut behind you
On its own.
on its own.
Well, that solves that.
I give it a wiggle. Does it do anything?
Yes, actually, it opens up.
You just walk
Lock's
out.
broken.
Kinda open.
It slams shut, but the lock is definitely still broken.
Go ahead and lock it then. I'll give her a lock, and then hold the key out to whoever wants to take the second key.
All right, so you work the chain through the door itself, the iron, and the sides where it would normally have fastened, and are able to lock it with the padlock that you have in your care.
Does it lock itself?
It does not lock itself.
How does the ring feel on me right now?
Excellent.
I'll take the second key.
I will say also that the small obelisk in your pocket is definitely quite warm now.
He actually takes it out of his pocket and holds it in his other hand, along with the pistol in the other, or in his right hand.
You feel it almost throbbing with a much like almost a heartbeat of warmth.
Has it ever done that before?
Not that you specifically noticed. There has been times recently that it has gotten significantly warm. I don't think that you specifically held it and particularly paid attention at those points in time.
I'll just make a comment to Watts. Just say, perhaps that spike would be more useful.
Wait. Anybody proficient with knife wielding?
Is that a separate skill? I'm decent
No, I
good at
believe that's
brawl.
brawl.
I have like a 50 in brawl.
Yeah, that would
That's
be a
standard.
brawl.
Yeah, I'll hand it to you.
Nora hesitates for a moment as she looks at it. She's like, finally takes it.
Yeah, so I'll keep going down to where the noise is, slowly and stealthily.
All right. I'll let you guys give me fresh stealth rolls.
Oh, we were doing so good.
Almost.
You two stay here.
3 out of 5. Not bad.
Just barely a success.
Are you carrying light, or are you heading down into the darkness?
Well, Nora's got the gun in one hand and the spike in the other, so...
I've
I
got
have a gun.
in the
Actually,
pyramid.
I'll use my flashlight as well, I guess.
I'll have a flashlight out as well.
Oh, if
I
you've got
would-
it, then I'll let you do it.
Well,
I
I
would
was
have
planning
a,
on being in the very back, so
Okay.
Did you bring your rifle?
no, I just have the pistol.
Yeah, I'd probably have
Rifle
my
sound.
pistol out and then the flashlight may be on, may not be off, depending on visual, like just visibility.
So some amount of light, but you're not like flashing it as much as you might down the stairs.
Yeah, like I guess it just depends on if someone else has their flashlight on. I'll try and not have mine on. Just kind of use theirs for visibility, but just have mine out with my pistol.
All right. Heading down the stairs, you the circular passageway and find yourselves at the second level, just below the ground level. What?
No, never mind. Keep going.
You come into the room and presumably shining your light around, you spot right in front of the dais on the other far side of the room a figure hunched over, clenched in almost a fetal position on the ground.
Does it look like Cecil?
It may be Cecil, but it is hard to see. You mostly just see scattered cloth and wrappings as this thing is turned away from you.
Does it look like the secret door was like opened or?
The door in the middle of the room is not open.
I'm going to say, I'm going to prepare myself to say one of the Edgar Allan Poe lines from The Conqueror Worm. I'm going to get ready to say that. I'm going to actually recite one of the lines that from that poem.
Nora's going to edge sort of around so she has a good shot at whatever it is.
I'm going to be aiming. I'm aiming as well at the guy on the floor.
You hear a whisper come out from the form. It says, "But see, amid the mimic rout, a crawling shape intrude, a blood-red thing that rise from out the scenic solitude. It rise, with mortal pangs. The mimes become its food. The seraphs sob at vermin fangs, in human gore imbued." And at that, as you are filtering into the room and moving to the side, it ebbs and throbs with a red glow that seemingly seeping from between the various bandages and wrappings upon the form. Various blood-red worms that are black along the edges, glowing without, seep through and drop to the ground around it. It slowly brings itself to its feet.
I feel like this would be Nora starts shooting situation because that sounds awful. So I think Nora just yells, "We're too late," and starts firing at like the center mass.
I was about to rebuttal some poetry, but all right.
You can do that too.
We're gonna go into initiative to see how this all works out.
Does it work that I said that I was aiming?
Yeah, I think we were all pretty like that was my point of edging around it too. So
we're not on the map with our tokens.
Yeah, good question. 1 second.
So, was the staircase open? To the lower?
No, the staircase was not open.
Okay.
Did he respond with that after I recited some poetry, like some of the poem?
Yes, that's what I was saying. Was that if you had recited some poetry, he responded to it with another passive from Conqueror Worm.
That's pretty cool. I had no idea that would happen, but that's pretty awesome. The other thing would be, did it sound like his voice or completely something different?
It sounded almost like something different. It was not just his own voice. What the fuck is going on? Why is there multiple? Oh my god.
That's my bad. When I just dragged it off of the sheet and onto the...
No, it's like the turn order now has multiples of everybody. Just delete.
I don't see that. I see one of everybody.
Okay, well, I don't know which ones to delete. Hold on. Yeah, I just wiped it re-turn order. And I will put out something generic so that I can create a... 1 second.
Yeah, I think we all said we had our weapons.
Yeah,
ready.
basically all of you get a 50 bonus for initiative for having your weapons out. 50. Where the fuck is the thing for turn order?
What's my 125?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it doesn't really matter. He is last on the list. So yeah, but did everybody? I don't know if it really matters. Did everybody add 50 to their turn order, or did some people add 50 to their turn order?
I did.
I did.
How do you do that?
Like the turn
You
order
just
number.
Click on the
it.
number and you can change it.
I didn't know you could do that. I just tried clicking it.
Hey,
Brady was very briefly 955.
The fastest
Okay.
man alive.
Yes, 100%. Okay, Thomas Watts, you are first in the list as the Cecil creature responds to you as it begins to manifest these worms.
I'm gonna say, are you a being of Galaki? I'm gonna say something in Arlian to him. See if I get a response from that. But I'm gonna be aiming at the guy, and if he as so moves, because you said he's just shimmering with light right now. If I see him move at all, I am going to unload.
Yeah, I would say that, like, since Nora is in theory the one who had initially said that she was reacting, you guys may or may not also be reacting or not in this initial round, since Nora is last on the list. So which makes sense then, yes, in terms of Thomas. The thing has not exactly come towards you yet. In response to you says, trying to speak in Rylian, you hear it spit and cough. And creak upwards, turning towards you fully. You see that the eyes are deep black spots as its face turns towards you. It slowly takes a step forward, reaching a hand out.
Shoot.
Okay, well, then, well, based on Nora saying she was the one reacting, I would say let's hold your shooting until the next time around, because Cecil is at the end of the turn order, so its response would be, I guess, after the fact.
So let's just say in this round, I'm aiming.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'll
And
just
that's Louise.
I'll just aim. I'll just use the aim. I'll stay back, like, towards the door, like, so I can run if I need to.
Alrighty. Right.
Well, this is his first, like, properly paranormal thing that I think Wright's ever seen. Like, full-blown.
Yeah, I suppose, properly speaking, you should probably make a sanity roll, considering you have not seen the actual wormy whatever situation before. Whereas Galloway already encountered it earlier. Well, that was excellent. So you shrug it off and take no sanity loss.
Okay. He just, I guess he kind of freezes. He'll aim, take the aim action, and then just say, "What the hell is it?" That's my turn.
Mr. Brady.
Yeah. Have only heard the description of the worm, or this whatever this is, just kind of in shock. I would probably also find an angle where I would have my pistol fixed on the being as well. So
All right. Well, then that leaves Miss Baker.
How does aiming work with multiple shots? Because don't you get some kind of bonus for aiming, but if you're shooting multiple times, you have disadvantage essentially.
Yes. No, where's the thing?
I think if I remember correctly, they cancel out like in D&D, but you can like stack it.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you have two things that give you one, you do actually get it. Still, it doesn't totally cancel itself out. It's aiming.
Yes.
I'm not really
so
sure.
being ready gives you Dex plus 50 for your thingy. Within base range, long range, very long range. Target is single point blank range, aiming for 1 round. Yes, you get 1 bonus die for aiming for your round.
So do I roll? How do you roll it? Do you just roll that straight then? Because otherwise you'd be rolling 2 bonus dice and choosing which one you want.
Yeah, so basically you get a penalty die and a bonus die if you're making multiple shots, and therefore it would be normal.
Cool. I'm gonna shoot at it 3 times.
I would say you need to wait until next round if you were aiming for this round.
I thought I was already aiming.
No, sorry, you were aiming in the sense that you got a plus 50 to your plus 50 to your initiative. Then you need to take a round to really steady your aim if you want the bonus die.
Okay. Well, I think since she's just reacting quickly, she's probably gonna shoot it 3 times anyways. So roll 6 and see how that goes.
Sure. Yeah, 3 at penalty. So there's actually a bonus penalty thing at the bottom, but that also works. So of the first one, 98 and 16, 98 fails. The second is 60 and 78 fails. And so that would be a success. So you, in that last one, you fire into this creature, this man, come creature, and the weapon hits the center mass. It does not seem to react.
Oh, crapsicles.
Yay. All right. Well, I'm going to. Is there anything like, I don't know, a pillar or something I can like kind of hide behind to shoot
Yes.
from?
So there are 4 pillars in the center of the room in this square, and so you could certainly move behind one of them.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna move behind one so I can get a good shot at him, but also like duck behind and sort of be not in line of sight at least.
So it didn't react in the sense that it didn't take damage, or it just
Whether it
wasn't
took
like-
damage or not, you would have a hard time figuring out.
Okay.
I would say
Okay.
you are
Fair.
not privy to such information.
That's fair. We'll see how it goes.
Exactly. Yes, visibly it did not take damage, but that might not be right.
How big of a piece of spike do I have?
I believe it was a good 3 feet. Or maybe like 2.5 feet. Like it's a solid chunk of spike.
Cool. Okay, that's bigger than I thought. All right, I guess that's it for me.
All right, so we're up to Cecil. Slash whatever the thing is. 1 second. Hold on, let me make a note about this.
Maybe we shouldn't have locked ourselves in.
Yeah.
I debated that so much.
We have 2 keys. Don't worry, guys.
It's gonna be fine. 2 keys is gonna be great. Oh, here we go. Here it is. Oh, hey, Notepad or OneNote does math for me automatically. I never realized that.
Nice.
That's amazing. I typed like number minus other number, and it was like, oh, here you go. not to give anything away. The creature, the man, dripping with red glowing worms seeping from its various orifices and pockets of skin, looks towards you. It turns towards Mr. Watts and stares directly at you. The void dark eyes boring into your soul. And what do I need to do here? Make a sanity roll.
The trucker. That ring is helping.
Damn. Roll 1d6. You lose 4 sanity as this creature stares into your eyes. You feel something tear away at your inner being. Somehow your ego breaks down momentarily, and you feel nothingness crouch in upon your soul. You feel this terrible unbearableness of being, and that your personality and self is being torn away from the physical plane. Yes, you lose 4 sanity, and you scream out momentarily, and drop your weapon.
Jeez, imagine if you hadn't rolled a 1.
Okay, no, you rolled a 1. You don't drop your weapon. I'll give you that.
I was gonna say, I get nothing for the 1. Step back at him and take control of him, and he loses sanity too.
All right, I'll give you for the 1. You don't drop your weapon.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And then he rushes forward with preternatural speed towards Brady, lashing out with a worm-covered fist, and he does an attack. Where the fuck? Where the heck? Oh, here it is.
Assault on him.
Oof. Coming towards Brady. Brady, seeing him coming at him, ducks to the side at the last moment, sticking his leg out. Catches the creature or the man across the shin, sending him toppling into the wall behind him as it brings itself back up to its feet. We are back to the top of the round.
I'm gonna look at my ring and go, sit. And if he doesn't do anything, then I'm going to shoot.
Yeah, go ahead and shoot. Nothing happens.
Okay. Sorry. So like, if I was to shoot 1 round, I get a bonus die. If I was to shoot 3 rounds, then
all normal.
All normal. What is? I don't even know what my shot is. I think it's pretty bad. Shoot normal. 3 rounds. Sorry, I'm aiming. So can I say I'm aiming for his eyes?
Sure. 2 shots go wide, but 1 hits home, slamming into the center of his face. You see the what appears to be his skull blown backwards momentarily, before it seems like something almost otherworldly rewinds time very slightly and pulls it back into a cohesive whole. Worms dripping out from the brief wound. It staggers momentarily before righting itself.
I will move away from it towards more so the stairs for escape.
We really should have brought the witch.
All right, Galloway.
I'm gonna fire. So with aim, I have bonus. Still fail.
Oof. You fire a handgun and the shot goes wide. You just miss the target and it slams into the wall just behind.
I will start to backpedal up the stairs.
All right, so it's just to the side of the stairs, a little ways, like about 5 feet, 10. So yes, you can certainly move that direction.
I wanna be able to see into the room, but I want to be up the stairs a bit.
Yeah, so just slightly up the stairs.
Yeah.
It's obviously a circular staircase, so you can only just go a little ways up. Mr. Wright.
I will fire one single round. How do you do the aim?
So you basically roll and then you hit the bonus penalty. Unfortunately, both of those miss, 84 and 64. You fire your round off as well, and this one, seeming to sink into its shoulder, seems to do no damage.
I will move up against whatever the apparatus was you wiggle around to open the other door. I'll just stand in front of it.
Sure, you move to the side and to the other far side of the room.
That's it.
Mr. Brady.
So I wasn't touched, right, when he tried to attack me? Like, how?
No, you managed to duck out of the way and trip it as it came by you, and it fell down into the wall behind you and then righted itself.
Okay. So it's not like knocked prone or anything. It's on it. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just gonna use my shot. Good lord, this is not good.
That's a malfunction.
Yeah, I believe on a Colt 45 that is a malfunction.
I think that's a malfunction on any gun, but yes. It's like 95 to 100 on some, but certainly 100.
Handguns. Your gun jams as you try and fire, and it makes a plink noise as the hammer hits the shell.
All right. Well, at this point, I am going to. So, am I close to the stairwell? Like, where would I be positioned? In the
You have to
room?
do. You have to do a 1d6 to figure out how many rounds it's going to take to fix your jam.
Yeah.
Would he
Really?
be within point blank to get the bonus die? Since
That's a good
just
point.
attacked him?
Good point. Yes, I would say that you are very, very good point. He would be in point blank. He's the only person in point blank range. You get to roll a bonus die.
But isn't a crit fail, regardless?
Not if it's a bonus die. That the bonus die will presumably roll better unless he also rolls a 10.
What are the odds?
Thank God.
And
Okay.
at least don't jam.
There's a
Yeah.
10% odds.
The gun briefly seems like it's going to jam, but the weapon then fires as you're pulling it back, slamming into the ceiling, but not hitting your target, but at the same time also not jamming. Good point. Saved there.
Yeah, thank you. I guess we're all pretty close to the stairwell, right?
Yeah, you'd be like 10 feet away. Like basically, you were just off to the side of the stairs as you had fanned out upon entering the room.
Well, I'm gonna try and move away. So whatever direction I went off, like I veered off from the stairwell. If I went right, I'm now gonna like back up and go to the left of the stairwell.
Sure. So you just
Just
pull over
to-
the other side and maybe duck back behind the pillar there.
Yeah. Yep. If I can.
Sure. Nora.
Nobody's shooting very well, so I'm not 100% convinced that this is useless yet.
No, I shot a good one in his face.
Yeah, that was inconclusive, right? So I'm going to. From where I am I like going past it if it rushed Brady to get to the stairs?
In my head, you are behind the far side pillar, closest to it, while Brady is in the closer side pillar that is on the other side of the stairwell.
Okay, gotcha. I'm going to head closer to the creature, staying on like the stairwell sort of side of it, and try and shoot it in the head point blank.
All right. Rushing forward, you wield your weapon and, well, fire away. The 29 certainly is a success. You fire your weapon off at point blank range into the thing's head. Once again, the bullet slams into it and it crumples inwards before managing to somehow magically pull itself back together. And it does not appear damaged, but you certainly shot it in the head.
Cool. Gonna call out. We may need to change strategies slightly and
Stab it.
sort of position myself so I'm kind of between the group and it as they head for the stairs, and have the spike ready because I assume I can't try and stab it on the same turn.
No, you wouldn't be able to do both.
Yeah, so I will have the spike ready to defend myself with, I guess.
Being closest to it, the creature lashes out towards you with its hands. Sorry, it doesn't actually have a sheet. It has a bunch of stats written down. Where the fuck was it? Where? Fuck, I had it a moment ago and I just lost it. Oh, here it is. Fuck. So it lashes out towards you with a hand and goes to punch you in the head, trying to grab on, and you duck just at the last moment underneath its arms as it fails to connect, and it spins around. It turns towards Mr. Watts, who it had previously been hit with such a powerful blow from. Staring at Watts, give me a power roll.
Power?
Power.
I have no power.
Give me a sanity roll.
Damn.
Oh man. And give me 1d6.
So how much can I lose in a day?
1/5 of your total sanity at the start of the day.
A fifth. So I was started on 43.
Yes.
So slash roll 1d6. Fudge, that's 8 gone in total.
All right, you lose one more, and that'll be a fifth. With a failed power roll, which actually is supposed to have asked you to do before, and I missed it, but whatever, that's how we'll play it out. You feel yourself compelled to stare deep into its eye sockets. Yes, no, I needed to be an extreme success. And in being held by its gaze, you feel your sanity slipping once more. You're able to fight it off, but even fighting it off has a toll upon your sanity. and it stays holding your gaze, and it is your turn.
Did I drop my weapon? Last time you only let me keep holding it from the one.
No, I'll say you get to keep holding it. You did another extreme success, so let's say sure.
Okay. I don't know how much more I can take of this. I'm gripping my head. I'm gonna. Is Nora in the way, or do I have clear line of sight?
No, she. Oh fuck! Let me look at the rules for this again. I believe. Oh fuck. Where is it? Oh, I believe it's like if you make a critical failure, you will hit your friends if they are in melee range. But she's not like grappling it.
Okay. So I'm gonna go flap, flap, flap. Fire 3 rounds if I've got no worries of failing and hitting Nora.
Well, slight worry, but
Sorry, one sec. I just found the reference.
Sorry, if I engage, do I have if I don't engage, do I have more action to escape?
Sorry. Yeah. So basically, they're not actually like right on top of each other. So yes, you could fire at them normally. If they were like literally hand to hand at the moment, then you would take a penalty die, and if you fumbled, then you would hit your friend. You can certainly fire and also move.
Okay, and then escaping. Do I get an additional escape?
I don't think there really is a dash function in.
Nothing like that. That's what I was going
No.
for. Okay, I'm shooting 3 times then. And just blah blah blah.
All right. Well, penalty die, I guess, on the last one. That certainly hits. Oh wait, no, 0. 0 is 0 100 or 0.
I think
0,
for
800.
that.
No. Yeah, 0 is 0. 10 is 100.
Well, no, because.
Oh, 0 to 9. I guess you're right. It's 100.
Yeah, that would be 100.
There's a fumble.
No, that doesn't make any sense because it's
9 to 0. 0 would be 100.
It's rolling 1d10 minus 1. So I rolled a 1 minus 1.
No, that's right. That would be a 0. Never mind.
Yeah, I think in this case, yes. This is it's a 0 to 10. So that is still a hard success. It's better. That's better than the 12.
Great. What happens when I shoot him this time?
Sorry, yes. So that's successful. You fire your weapon off. This one hitting center mass, and the creature briefly stumbles, falls to the ground. You see briefly that the worms start fading from existence before reasserting themselves and their control over this man. It slowly brings itself back up.
But it looked like I did something then.
Does it look like it's recovering more slowly?
You would have to do a specific check on your turn to really specifically understand.
Keep shooting it as I'm grabbing my head, and I'm gonna just move myself away from this thing so it can't see me. I'm perhaps put my back against one of the pillars, away from it.
Alrighty, Galloway.
How far is it to go all the way up the stairs to the gate?
Probably, I guess, sort of like 10 meters. 25, 30 feet. But it's a spiral staircase, so you'd very quickly lose sight of everybody.
Okay. If I okay, could I run up the stairs, and try to unlock the gate, or would
You could
unlocking
fire
the
and
gate-
run up the stairs, and then you probably could not do the lock the gate until the following turn, or unlock the gate or whatever.
It's probably still a good idea.
I mean, I'm probably gonna miss anyway. My handgun's not very good.
We only have 2 keys. Someone head for the door.
Yeah, I'll run up the staircase and unlock the chain.
Alrighty. So you head up the stairs and rushing off, and you're able to quickly pull the keys out, and fumbling with the lock momentarily, you release it.
I want to hold the gate open. Like I want to put myself in between the gate so it can't close itself.
Alrighty. Mr. Wright.
Well, I didn't have enough time to aim. Nora's still next to it.
Yes, but she's not in like hand-to-hand combat with it because it turned and did something else. So
No,
you're
no,
safe
no.
to shoot it.
Hey.
All right. Firing off your weapon once again, you manage to hit sort of center mass, and the thing once more crumbles to the ground and lies there motionless momentarily. The worms dissipating this time for somewhat longer before they once again start oozing forth from every visible piece of skin and flesh, and it slowly, very slowly, brings itself back to its feet.
That would have been freaking loud. A 32 revolver in a mausoleum.
Yeah, tiny little rooms like BAM!
Yeah.
I think both
Yeah,
me.
at this point, we all have permanent, like, the thing.
Underground.
Right now, ringing in our ears.
Walls.
Basically, the game music from now on will be.
Rest of the campaign.
Mr.
that's it.
Brady. Brady up.
All right. So how does the so I saw, I don't know, just knowing that I still don't. I'm gonna like kind of make a walk towards the stairs, but I'm gonna, like, as I'm walking towards it, I'm gonna try and take an angle and take another shot at the well, no, I'm not. I guess I'm just gonna get close to Nora and ask her what she thinks I need to do.
All right,
I
she's
did
obviously
say to
very
keep
close to
shooting
the-
it.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly could go and talk to her and take a shot.
Yeah.
She is obviously like you're all pretty close, and
Yeah.
it's kind of in between you.
Well, I guess I'll just yell out and ask her because it doesn't seem so far. It doesn't seem like shooting. I'll just is shooting my weapon even going to do anything to this creature?
Inconclusive. I suggest you try it anyways.
All right. So with that, I'm just going to fire off.
Alrighty.
Point blank.
Yeah, are you running in and doing it, or are you staying back behind behind the pillar?
Only if I know that I'm going to be able to run back.
It's a pretty small area, but like it'd be kind of silly to run in there, shoot it, and run back.
That's true. I'm just going to stay where I'm at and try and shoot.
All right, with your hard success, Your weapon releases another loud report in this tight, confined space, echoing out. Momentarily, you almost feel like you're dizzy as the entire room descends into blackness for a moment. As the light from your torch once again asserts itself, you see as this form wobbles momentarily and pitches forward, slamming into the ground in front of it. It lies there twitching as worms pour out of it in every single direction. They writhe across the floor, getting only 2 feet away before disappearing into etherealness. After a few moments of the worms pouring outwards, they dissipate entirely and disappear, leaving the hobbled and crouched form of a completely still Cecil lying on the ground.
I'll just say to Nora that seeing your guys' shots, I had no idea that my shot would have done anything, so I'm glad you told me to shoot.
Does Nora have the self-control to stop at that point?
Well, I'm saying you're not out
Okay.
of combat yet. It's Nora's turn now. What is Nora doing?
There's no chance. She shot people that were alive on a beach.
Yeah, Nora is gonna like lean closer to the crouched form and put 3 bullets in his head.
All right, go ahead and roll at advantage. This time, the weapon firing off in quick succession, the bullets slam into what is an all too human skull. It cracks asunder, spilling blood, guts, and gray matter across the floor, and lies completely motionless, its skull completely fractured and destroyed.
Nora calmly reloads her gun and heads over to check inside.
Were you out of ammo?
No, that was exactly 7.
Okay.
I did 3, 1, 3.
All right. After all that water and 1 beer, I gotta pee. I'll be right back. The Cecil Hunter is definitely dead.
He wasn't then. It was just him. You had saved him with the worms.
Oh, totally. Nora just flat out fucking killed him, but sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys did the sanity checks and the psychological checks, and you believe Miss Claw is 100% genuine, and you got extreme successes on that.
That's true.
But mind you, you've seen her do magic.
Yeah, I still just can't help it. I can't help but feel like something's very off about the situation, other than the obvious stuff.
My sanity is getting low.
Yeah, it's a little dangerous.
You really pissed it off with shooting it with your extreme success. Well, it's 10 to 10. I think that's a great point for us to wrap it up for our short game for the night.